for a judge.
SYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning. Welcome in. It is 5 o'clock on a Friday, March 6th. They got Ryan and Rachel with you today.
That's right. We are getting close to springing ahead.
Yeah, sure are.
This weekend.
Sign of warmer days ahead.
Yeah, well,
Kind of.
Kate says the
Kind
roller
of.
coaster is ahead.
Kind of.
Fake spring.
Fake spring. There you go.
I don't know if it would be second or third winter next week. I don't know. I try not to go too far ahead to give too much hope because we know April can be a little fickle as well. But here we're looking at right now on the radar. We've had some rain move through last night, overnight. Still a little bit of some lingering mist. Possibly some freezing drizzle in spots north and east of Syracuse. Fog is also rolling in this morning, so just be careful about all that as you are heading out the door. But a lot of us are above freezing in the mid-30s right now. We are going to keep it mostly cloudy, still temperatures in the 40s, and then we go aboard our roller coaster. We got warm weather for tomorrow for most of us. Maybe even some thunderstorms, and then we're going to keep riding the ups and downs until eventually winter is going to be like, this is still technically my season. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes.
Several developing.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Norton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Friday morning. A bit of a wet one out there. We look from our Cat V Skynet 9 camera looking out over downtown, over Oswego. And it is wet out there. We can see that on the lens of our camera. We have temperatures in the mid-30s. We are just above freezing. So any rain that is falling, it is just rain. Some spots, especially north and east of Syracuse, probably still hanging on to a little bit of some freezing drizzle, freezing mist going on. So just watching out for some black ice. Some fog has formed in a lot of spots too. So just be careful about that. The rain, it's so fine and so low to the ground that it's barely even being picked up by the radar this morning. We have temperatures. Most of us are above freezing. We do have 31 in Oswego, so just be careful of any black ice going on there. Our temperatures highs today, we are back into the 40s, keeping it above average, even pushing near 50 degrees down near Penn Yan, near 40 from Loudville to Rome and Oneida, high of 42. Temperatures in the next 24 hours are on the rise. We have a warm front coming through tonight, so that's going to keep our temperatures in the low 40s and eventually rise. By this time tomorrow morning, we have mid-40s, and we keep going up from there. For most of us, we have basically a battle between the west and the east. We have western New York 60s to even near 70. Eastern New York 40s and 50s, especially downstate like Hudson Valley, New York City. They're going to be in the 40s. So we're going to be warmer than they will be for tomorrow. Let's show you how the timecast kind of unfolds here. Lots of clouds, very damp, very misty and dreary this morning. And we're going to keep it cloudy throughout the day, but at least it's a little bit drier for this afternoon with temperatures in the 40s. Then our warm front comes through, so we're going to be dealing with a little bit of rain, most of it happening in the north country, filling in north of Syracuse overnight. Tomorrow, it's mild. It's also very windy. We got a gusty southwest wind with some sunshine that's going to help get those temperatures to the 60s for most of us. Then our cold front comes through, and you see the oranges and yellows. That's the chance of thunderstorms moving through, and some of these storms have the potential to be on that strong to severe side. And actually, this is the first time I've shown this graphic this year. We actually have a low risk of severe weather, with gusty winds being the biggest hazard and possibly even some hail. Lots of clouds around Sunday morning. As the day goes on, we're going to gradually get our temperatures back up to right around 50 and end the day on a mostly sunny note on Sunday. And that's going to spill over into a marvelous Monday. Sunshine, highs, upper 60s, and then we're going to gradually bring those temperatures back down. We're going to get rid of fake spring after Wednesday and back into wintry weather that we know and love. We have temperatures in the 30s with some morning snow showers.
Thank you, Kate. More local news coming up at 5.
Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
We are waking up mostly cloudy, still some drizzle and mist around, temperatures in the mid-30s, eventually getting into the low to mid-40s for everyone. Mostly cloudy today, so a little bit of an easterly component to our wind. So we're not going to warm things up quite just yet until we get to tomorrow, when the wind can shift around to the south. It's going to be breezy, but overall, not bad for the Shamrock Run for tomorrow at Tip Hill. Mostly cloudy with a little bit of sunshine, a bit breezy, but temperatures are in the 50s. So that's pretty good for a run. Temperatures really spreading in the afternoon from 60s and 70s to the west and 40s and 50s to our east for tomorrow.
Demolition or major renovations.
I kind of love that, actually.
I do too.
As it should.
Yeah. I love the car out front too.
Wait, is that modern? Like, is that modern day? Or is that like an old
I'm
throwback?
guessing it's all part of the shtick, yeah. For the
Oh,
throwback.
so they're trying to make it...
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There's a
fun.
squirrel. Welcome in. It
Easily
is-
distracted.
I know. Hey, squirrel. It is 5:30, Friday, March 6th. Hope you're feeling good on this Friday.
Yeah, we made it.
We did.
We made it. And like Kate said, we're doing this roller coaster of a dance, but we're kind of on the way up in temps.
Yeah.
And then we'll come
Next
back
couple
down.
of days, and then this is when, the part of the roller coaster where you're up at the peak, and then you go wing, and then it goes woo, and then eventually comes to an end.
And then you're
So we're
halfway through
climbing?
and you're like, why am I on this?
Yes.
Get me off.
I don't know, by Monday you're going to be like, yeah, bring it on, but then
Okay.
you know that we pay for it, which
Yeah.
by the end of next week, winter's going to be like, it's technically still my season. So, very eerie looking out over Tower Cam right now. We got some clouds, some fog kind of moving in, and still dealing with some mist and some drizzle as you are heading out the door this morning. Our alerts have expired, those winter weather advisories, and we're pretty quiet. Most of us are above freezing, except for Watertown. You're at 23, so watch out for some black ice as you're heading out the door this morning. A wet view looking at Oswego from the CABV Skynet 9 camera. Mid-30s in Syracuse, highs today in the 40s. And then tomorrow is when we start off some little bit of fake spring again. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
We start this morning with a traffic alert. So many of you have been asking, when can I stop taking a detour when trying to get onto 81 South from 481? My inbox.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a good Friday morning to you. Looks very eerie outside as we are looking from our CABV Skynet 9 camera from the zoo. Looking out over downtown, you can see very, very low clouds just kind of hovering over the city for you this morning. A little bit of fog around 35 degrees. Still dealing with some leftover mist, some drizzle as you're heading out the door this morning. So just a heads up with that as you are heading out the door. You can see in the radar things are pretty quiet, but again, a little bit of lingering mist drizzle, not ruling that out. A lot of that, it's so fine and just below the radar that you can barely even pick up on it. But mid-30s for a lot of us, waking up above freezing. Up north, though, we do have some temperatures still in the 20s. Highs today climbing back to the 40s for this afternoon, similar to what we had yesterday. We are going to keep things mostly dry today. A lot of cloud cover, some showers moving in overnight because a warm front is moving through, and you can see our temperatures steadily rise overnight. We wake up tomorrow morning in the 40s. During the afternoon tomorrow, it's going to be split between the western part of the state versus the eastern part of the state, between Syracuse and Buffalo, 60s and 70s. Then from Syracuse to Buffalo and down, Syracuse to Albany and down to New York City, 40s and 50s. So much cooler. You can see Casanova 58, Rome 58, but then we have mid-60s for Syracuse and the Finger Lakes. So we got a lot going on here. March can be very, very fickle, and that's what we're dealing with here for the next week or so. 40s, mostly cloudy for today. Warm front moving through overnight. There's the rain. Got a little bit coming down, a little steady at times for the North Country overnight. A few showers moving on through. First thing tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, we have some dry time so you can enjoy the warmer weather, getting outside, going for a walk, getting the kids outside for some fresh air. Just keep in mind tomorrow evening, we have the cold front moving through, and we have to watch out for the chances of thunderstorms, actually. So we have that rolling through here tomorrow night, and that'll bring our temperatures down into Sunday morning. A graphic that I haven't had needed to use so far this year, so first time using this. It is the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. A low risk for central New York, a little bit higher out towards western New York, but gusty winds, the biggest risk for tomorrow evening with those storms. And then we are cloudy, but mostly dry for your Sunday. We'll end the day with some of that sun and temperatures rebounding into the 50s on Sunday. Monday, still looking fantastic. Lots of sunshine. Don't forget, we set the clocks ahead an hour over the weekend. And then our temperatures slowly drop. Fake spring ends on Wednesday, and we are back to winter on Thursday.
YRTV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning and welcome in. It is 6 o'clock on a Friday, a feel-good Friday, March 6th. You got Ryan and Rachel with you today.
Yes, and this is the time of the year where we officially hop on the roller coaster and say, all right, March, do your work.
We're on the way up.
We're going to have a
Kate
warm-up,
says.
and then we're going to have a cool down, and then we're going to do a couple of loopy-loops.
Yeah.
So let's throw it over to
A little
Kate.
bit of a loop-de-loop and all over the place, and then eventually landing back into wintry weather. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to probably get some snow back in here about a week from now. But here's what it looks like on the radar. We have a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of mist around, still hanging on to some of that down in the southern tier. But really everyone, just with the way that the radars work, when it's such a fine mist and drizzle, it's really, really difficult for the radar to kind of pick up on that. And so that's why I still think we have at least some of that hanging on. Hey, if you're watching us from the North Country, your temperatures are still well below freezing. Watch out for black ice as you head out the door this morning. We're cloudy. We're in the 40s today. We do have a warm up for most of us. It's really a battle between western New York and eastern New York for our temperatures this week, and I'm going to explain that further coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Kate.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Friday to you. We have a live view right now from the CAPV Skynet 9 camera looking out over downtown Syracuse. It's cloudy, it's murky, it's dreary out there. We have 35 degrees, a little bit of fog in some spots as well. Still dealing with that mist, that drizzle that's left behind. Temperatures up north, though, are still well below freezing, so watching out for any freezing rain that may have happened last night, still creating some icy conditions for you this morning. Most of us are above freezing, even if it's just by a couple of degrees, so that's helping, but just watch out for any of that happening. So the rest of this afternoon, we're keeping it cloudy. There's going to be little to no sunshine breaking through, but even despite that, our temperatures, we're still getting into the 40s today. So we're going to keep kind of rising up a little bit, and then the fake spring, as I've been calling it, is really starting to take shape for tomorrow. It really depends on where you live, though. If you are Syracuse, west, so between here and Buffalo, well into the 60s to maybe even flirting with 70 out towards Rochester. Further east you go, closer towards Albany and even downstate, Poughkeepsie, New York City, you have 40s and 50s because that's just where the fronts are going to land for tomorrow. For right now, though, just that mist, that drizzle, lots of clouds going on during the day today, temperatures in the 40s, but overall a fairly dry day today. Tonight is when we have our warm front moving through. You know, we never trust those. So we have some rain moving in, especially up in the North Country overnight through tomorrow morning. A lot of dry time for tomorrow. If you were running the Shamrock Run at Tip Hill tomorrow morning, it's not going to be that bad. Windy, though. We have a very breezy day. That's what's helping get those temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And then we're watching for thunderstorms. That's the yellows and the oranges that you see showing up on here. So potential thunder moving on through, and some of these storms could be packing a little bit of a punch. I'm showing this graphic for the first time this year because we do have a low risk, which is a level 1 out of 5 of strong to severe thunderstorms. The biggest risk with any of these storms just having some very gusty winds of over 50 miles per hour. Maybe some hail, not ruling that out. Plenty of cloud cover to wake up to Sunday morning, but during the day, we'll break out that sun. We'll end the day bright and sunny, and temperatures popping into the 50s. Never going for 60s on Monday. Monday, absolutely beautiful. Please get outside and enjoy it as best as you can. A couple of showers on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're slowly bringing those temperatures down, and then the shoe drops as winter makes a comeback. A couple snow showers, highs in the 30s on Thursday.
Okay.
Yep. Don't love that part.
We knew we were going to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's not even technically spring yet.
You know, March is kind of like an Oreo.
Yeah.
There's some hardened shell moments and some soft, sticky moments, and
I see where you're going.
Okay.
kind of, I don't know, it wasn't
He's
great.
trying to make a transition
I'm trying.
here.
That was a D- at best. Here we go.
Your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And we are getting you out the door today. Our temperatures, we're waking up this morning in the mid-30s and eventually getting into the 40s again today, keeping it mostly cloudy. It's damp outside. It's a bit foggy out there. Tomorrow, A little bit of some spring. We are forecasting 60, our first time hitting 60, if this verifies, since early November. It's been a while. You can really see the stark difference, though, between western New York and then eastern New York. Poughkeepsie, New York City, Albany, highs only in the 40s. So we're actually going to be in the best spot of the state between here and Buffalo for tomorrow. On Sunday, that warmth kind of dips down a little bit, but we're still in the 50s on Sunday. That's still very nice. Monday, I cannot wait for Monday. I've never been more excited for a Monday in a very long time. Yeah. Lots of sun, mid-upper 60s. Yes, please.
I'll take it.
Well, it's going to help our Mondays.
Yeah.
We won't have such a bad case of the Mondays.
Yeah, there you go.
I wish I had a package of
I know.
Oreos. Tell you that much right
Where's
now.
our
Where's
props?
props this morning?
I had an Oreo yogurt that I stole from my daughter's.
Protections on the house for like drilling avenue from demolition or major renovations.
There you go. Love that.
That car is great too.
I know.
You know?
I love how there's just certain houses, as soon as you see them, you know exactly. Like that, the Golden Girls house.
Step by step.
Step
Yeah.
by step.
Or not
Full
step by step.
House.
Full House is what I meant to say.
Full
Full House,
House.
that's
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Doubtfire, calling back to yesterday.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Welcome in. 6:30.
Wasn't it cute to do it again?
Oh, well,
I'm
She was
kidding.
doing it all day yesterday.
well, you know, I do what the people want.
You know what they want? I'm not sure. All right. You know what the people want?
What?
A little bit
Good
of
weather.
fake spring. When's it happening?
You know, I've heard from many of you that you were like, okay, we could use a little bit of warmth around here.
Yeah.
But also I'm hearing from snowmobilers and skiers are like, my snow's going away.
This is true.
I know.
They
I
had
know
a good
you
run.
wanted to-
I know.
Y'all
But
had a good run.
This was a pretty good winter, all things considered,
Yeah.
because it's been a minute. It's been since the 2017-18 winter that we've had this much snow.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a while.
Been a good run.
It's been like 8 years, so we'll take it. And don't worry, we know we always pay for this kind of weather. So we have a little bit of snow returning next week. But let's talk about what's happening today, which is drizzle, some rain. A little bit of freezing rain in some spots, so be careful up in the Watertown area. You guys are still well below freezing in the 20s this morning, so please be careful about any black ice that you may encounter from the rain last night and then freezing this morning. Mid-30s for a lot of us, highs today getting up to right around 40 degrees, so we're going to see even more snow melt happening today and mostly cloudy.
Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Friday to you. The Cat-B Skynet 9 camera looking out over downtown Syracuse. I was just commenting on the lack of snow cover going on, because we're seeing more and more of these warmer temperatures above freezing, humidity coming up a little bit too, and so that is leading to a lot of snow melt. We are going to see quite a drastic drop here in our snowpack in the next couple of days, except for those big parking lot snowbanks. Those like to be here until June at this point. So here's what it looks like on the radar. Some drizzle, some mist still kind of hanging on, especially down to our south. A little bit of fog in some of our typical fog-prone regions. So be careful about that as you're heading out the door. Mesonet, New York State Mesonet Network temperatures in the mid-30s. Almost everyone is above freezing. We do have 31 in Oswego. The North Country, though, is still in the 20s right now. So the Watertown area, please be careful of any black ice as you're heading out the door from the rain and the freezing rain we had last night and how cold it is this morning. Temperatures for the rest of the day in the 40s, so still relatively mild, certainly well above average. Normal high for this time of year, still in the 30s. The upper 30s, but we'll be a little bit above that for today, even up around 50 down towards Penn Yan. Our temperatures are actually going to slowly rise overnight, and then it's really a split between either side of 81. To our west, we have 60s to even near 70 out towards Rochester, but then when you go east towards Albany, downstate, it's 40s and 50s down there. So that's just how kind of our warm front is going to hang out for tomorrow. Until that happens, we're cloudy. A lot of dry time for today. Temperatures are in the 40s, and you can see how our temperatures are just kind of holding steady in the low 40s and slowly rising. That's because that warm front pushes through. The wind is picking up from the south, and we're dealing with rain showers. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be a little wet outside. Temperatures around 50 degrees. But not bad. If you're running the Shamrock Run tomorrow, should be mostly dry. The ground's going to be wet, and it's windy, but it's not very cold out there. You got temperatures in the 50s for race time. And we even have sunshine. That wind's going to help get those highs in the mid-60s. And then we have the threat of thunderstorms moving through. That's for tomorrow evening. The greatest threat out of those storms are going to be gusty winds and maybe even some hail. It's been several months since I've shown this graphic. First time this year, so high winds, the greatest risk, because we actually have a low risk of severe weather for central New York for tomorrow. We pick it up Sunday morning. We're mostly cloudy in the morning, at least the first half of the day. And then later in the afternoon, we'll get some sunshine and highs in the 50s again. Beautiful on Monday. Highs in the 60s, lots of sunshine. That's going to be a great spring day. Take advantage of it because temperatures start to go back down. We have 50s by Wednesday, 30s by Thursday, and some snow returning as well.
Okay. Well, let's get to our question of the day. We're going to answer it.
Well, we have a live view right now from the CATV Skynet 9 camera. This is up in Baldwinsville, looking out over Route 31. School buses are out, and we are really chipping away at the snowpack. Our temperatures are back in the 40s for this afternoon. A little drizzle this morning, but mostly dry the rest of the day. Your weekend planner, we have 60s for tomorrow, even chances at thunderstorms tomorrow evening, 50s on Sunday, and then 60s on Monday. I hope you have a great Friday. Took the words right out of your mouth.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.